Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. I am getting over a bout of laryngitis, so I apologize for my voice as I try to get it back here. This will be your weekly reading for the week of April 6th through the 12th, and during that time, we will have a first quarter moon on the 6th, and that could be a time where you feel very impulsive and impatient. Maybe your mind is very active. It's hard to get things done, hard to focus. So get through that day, because then you have the waxing gibbous energy, and that's, a little more intense but focused. So as we move towards the full moon, it allows you to kind of get things done, but also be flexible and to be able to make adjustments. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter. So of course, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, Aquarius, your overall message for this reading: what do you need to release? All right, let's see what you need to release, Aquarius. As I'm shuffling the tarot, I would like to say that since my readings are free, all I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button and maybe even the like button if you like the video. It really helps my channel, and it's super, super easy for you to do. So I'll give you a moment to do that right now. Thank you so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me to build a community here. I see you and I appreciate you. All right. My other reminder would be to keep a spiritual journal. Sometimes we don't recognize the patterns that are evolving in our life when it comes to our spiritual experiences. So keeping track of things that you learn, like synchronicities, this could also be dreams and encounters that you're having, kind of helps you to look back on those emerging patterns. And that can be an important tool as you're evolving spiritually, to look back and say, oh, I remember learning that thing, and I've really, incorporated that into my daily life. Or I learned this thing and I've stopped incorporating it, and let me rethink about that again. So just my little reminder for the week. All right, Aquarius, April 6th through 12th, and we've got some cards trying to flip over here. We will take those. And what do you need to release? All right, Six of Wands is your present energy right now. So kind of feeling a little celebratory. That's awesome. Maybe, having a little pat on the back over something, and that's great. Feeling proud and having a little recognition in the community also. So something, this is kind of just like a small victory, like you feel good about it. And that's awesome. Your current situation is the Three of Pentacles. So it looks like, some collaboration in the way of work and creative activities, and that's never a bad thing. And that could be part of the celebration, is something that you are involved with creatively, that you're, kind of being patted on the back for something, and that's great. At the root of your situation is the Nine of Swords. So kind of our wounded warrior card. We're looking back on the things that we've been through, and kind of this is a time to, maybe reassess things. And as you look back on the path that you've been on, a lot of times it's kind of just calculating as you're calculating things to move forward with, like things that you want to take forward and things that you don't. What would you do differently in the future? And what things do you not want to participate in? And the good and the bad and the ugly, right? In your recent past, is coming out of the Three of Cups here, is a recent celebration. So looks like your mood is good. We've got a couple of threes on the table now, so you might want to look up that angel number 33, see if that applies to anything that's going on in your life right now. Excuse me, here goes my voice trying to leave me again. On your mind this week is the Five of Wands, which is kind of our debate card. So, there may just be some, just some friendly discussion and debate on how things go, how to do things. And this could be something with this creative project. It looks like we're now involving other people here, but look at the wands that are starting to stack up here. This is all kind of involved in a passion project that you are involved with. And with this card on top, this is about creativity and working together. So this is something that you do feel very strongly about. And again, you're kind of assessing the past and how you want to move forward. And there may be, some active, healthy debate over that. What is just in front of you is the Seven of Swords. This card, I always say it seems like every week there is a star of like one card that just is prominent in almost every reading. And this card has been the one this week. There's a lot of Seven of Swords energy. And this is typically our card of kind of cunning and craftiness. It can be, theft, hidden agenda, that. But I'm also, because this is in front of you, I'm interpreting this card as, because this is air energy, that I think sometimes you say your piece with these two cards or these two swords that you see here in the ground. And then you kind of take some of those thoughts away. And I see that as maybe not sharing every thought you're having, but the important ones. And this could be, with this discussion, but some of your thoughts you're just taking away with you, right? So that's kind of, interpretation that I would take from this card in this position for you right now. In your advice position is King of Pentacles. So you know, retain that knowledge of the material world, the things that you've learned so far. Again, as you're going back with this Nine of Wands here and kind of assessing things, you're gaining knowledge as you go. That's all of us all through life. Each week we're all learning something new. Each month, it's a new thing, and you're just growing and maturing, and each thing that you go through kind of adds to that. But your advice is to go ahead and continue that knowledge, continue gathering that information, so that you can move forward in a positive way. What is beyond your control this week is the King of Wands. So look at you just racking up the kings here. This is knowledge of your craft, knowledge of this could be your art or your passion, but that's beyond your control. You've gained some knowledge there and you're definitely putting it to use. All right, secret desire or what you're trying to avoid is the World card, and this is perfect balance. This is kind of the end of the hero's journey, and are you trying to avoid that, or is it your secret desire is like, look, I want to progress in this thing that I'm, whatever this passion thing that you have, I want to progress and I want to get there. I want to get to a place of success with that, and that's something that it looks like you're evaluating that and you want to ask that question and maybe you want to make that push. These discussions and these thoughts may be on how to do that and how to get to that final push. In your outcome position is, to me, it looks like you make that push, and here you are now in this wealth and security card of the Ten of Pentacles. So we've gone from collaborating with this Three of Pentacles to this 10 of, like, that's where you want to go and that's your outcome. I think that's an awesome outcome. Let's see what's hidden from you this week, since I'm still not really seeing the answer to the question, and it may just be a question for you, is what do you need to release in order to get to this World card? Well, actually, this whole set right here, this King of Pentacles, King of Wands, the World, and 10 of Pentacles, this is so much success that I can't even stand it in all one grouping right here. What is it that you need to release to get there? Are there some thoughts, that maybe you're taking with you that maybe you need to put out there? So you need to think about that. That's the question for you. Let's see what's hidden from you this week is the Hierophant. Again, I've had this card hidden from quite a few people, quite a few signs this week. This is hidden from you is kind of guidance and wisdom. And that could be that you're not seeking that out for whatever reason. And because it's hidden from you, it might be something that you may want to try to seek out. If there's some question or conflict that you're having, I always say if you're having an issue in the world, someone else has already had that issue. So you can find people that have been through exactly the situation you're going through and kind of see what their outcomes were, how they handled things. So that might be something, if that's hidden from you, that you want to do that week. All right, let's get a final message here. I mean, I think, Aquarius, this is you making progress this week in a really lovely way. And I love your outcome cards here. Like, whatever path you do take and discussions that you're having, it is moving things forward to a more successful ending, which is awesome. I love all of those cards over there. And the combination of them together is just super, super powerful. All right, final message here for Aquarius, April 6th through 12th. Face your shadow. Okay, what do you need to release? Face your shadow. Is there some negative, maybe negative self talk or negative feelings that you have that, and maybe you're carrying these thoughts with you, and maybe you need to put them out there. Maybe if you put them out there, someone would competently counter them and kind of set you straight that those negative thoughts and negative things that you're thinking, that you shouldn't be, that you do need to release those and let those go. This may be some negativity here, and it could be this person of wisdom, that you confide in and say, hey, um, I'm having some doubts about moving forward in this manner, and see, like I said, there, if you're going through something someone else already has, so, definitely seek them out. Seek out someone that's going to give you some advice to maybe help you face the things that you don't really want to face about yourself so that you can release that. So I think it's a beautiful message, Aquarius. I think you're going to end up your week here on a great note. Whatever this thing that you're moving forward with is going to move through very super positively. And I really like that for you. So, Aquarius, I really appreciate your time here with me today. I do hope there was something you can take away and use from this reading. Again, I apologize for my voice. Hopefully, we're back to full force next week. Also, I do post readings every week. So come back next week and we'll see if this energy continues or if there's just something completely new here for you then. Also, if you like my reading style, please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel, and I would really appreciate that so much. And most importantly, it'll help you find me next week. So thank you so much, Aquarius, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.